Hello, it's March the 17th, Thursday, and I want us to recap a little today on this 16th chapter. And it has been a chapter of great darkness and foreboding. It's about the bowls of God's wrath seen in history, but especially at the day of judgment at the end. And those who despise the judgment of God, how do they respond? And you would expect that with the impending judgments, that people would cry out for mercy, that they would flee to Jesus Christ, where there is hope of forgiveness and glory and wonder and beauty. But no, in verse 9 we read, they were scorched with fierce heat. They did not repent and give him glory. And again in verse 11, they did not repent of their deeds. And again in verse 21, and great hailstones, about 100 pounds each, fell from heaven on people, and they cursed God for the plague of the hail, because the plague was so severe. People will sometimes say they'll go through life, and then when it's time, they will give themselves to God. They will give themselves to Christ. But this chapter says they will not, because they have become so accustomed to sin. They've become so accustomed to their hatred of the gospel that when the time does come, they're unable to believe. They're unable to repent. And so Jesus says in verse 15 to John, and John the English translation puts it in a parenthetical statement, but it's in quotation marks. I'm coming like a thief in the night. I'm coming like a thief. When you're unprepared, when you least expect it. And so now is the day of salvation. Now is the day to believe before it's too late. That's the message of Revelation 16. We'll come back to Revelation 17 next week, but for now, have a wonderful weekend.